the sites, old temples, old houses, schools. So that was the kind of format that was used by most of Jogan Gupta's predecessors. For example, Jogan Gupta's, one of his distinguished predecessors was Ambika Charan Ghosh. But that was a gazetteer. But Jogan Gupta was a historian whom Uttaradi describes as pedestrian historian, which I refuse to accept. I believe that Jogan Gupta was not professionally trained, but he was as careful in his history writing as any other professionally trained historians were in his time. Because if you go through the book, you will come across the meticulous care that had gone into the assemblage of the information. Because the book contains appendices in which you have not just list of inscriptions, but the entire record. I mean, the number of several inscriptions are reproduced, on which basis Jogan Gupta tried to figure out the importance of Bikrampur as a locality in eastern Bengal. So that is where the distinctiveness of the historian lies, that who, though not a professional historian, had absorbed much of the existing professional ethos of history writing and tried to combine local perspectives with the kind of skill that he employed in understanding sculptures, iconography, inscriptions, and thanks to his knowledge of the language, it was very easy for him to make appropriate translations of those inscriptions for the ordinary readers to read and comprehend. So if this is the point of entry into the book into the author and the book on which Uttaradi has written, it may be useful for Uttaradi to give harsh opinion or harsh sense about why she decided to write the book at all.
Didn't have a great deal of thinking in picking up this book written by Jogendranath Gupta, who wrote this history of Bikrampurer Itihash. The book is named Bikrampurer Itihash. It's a history of a locality, a region in eastern part of Bengal, now Bangladesh. There is a backdrop behind why I started writing about it. Bongio Sahitya Parishad asked me, they have a series called Sahitya Sadhak Charitmala, meaning, they bring out biographies of literatures in a short form. So they asked me to write in that series about Jogendranath Gupta. But then when I started collecting materials about him, I found that the expanse of Jogendranath Gupta's thoughts and his he didn't write just one book. He wrote many books. From 1909 till his death in 1964, he wrote a lot. So if I have to discuss about him as a literature, as a historian, I cannot do that in a short, limited space. I have to write more. The materials that I have collected, I have to put it in a bigger structure. So I approached Shurandam, and Shurandam gladly accepted it, and I was very glad, and I'm indebted to him for that instead of giving it to the Bongio Sahitya Parishad, it has been brought out by Shurandam's Sampark. About Jogendranath Gupta, that he wrote the first edition, completed it by coming to the British period. He finished it in 1909. If you are aware of our history, you know that 1909 would be the time when the Swadeshia, the boycott movement, had started and was probably fizzling out by 1909. He was writing from a particular perspective. He was inspired by a scholar and academic called Rajendralal Mitro, who felt that local history was very important in writing the bigger history of one's own country. Every locality, every village, every Mokosin town had to be carefully studied, and its history should be written down. And his idea was that the history is rooted, actually the roots are in local history. The histories of local history, small local histories, they actually make up the bigger history, the national history. So there was a sense of nationalism playing also. When I started collecting materials about Joyendranath Gupta, I found that he was basically had a great passion for archaeological specimens. He collected a whole lot of sculptures, images, and these were, he gives a very vivid description how he found those images from different parts, from villages, from village temples, or from the houses of the villagers. His aim was to write his history based on the architectural remains the archaeological remains that he came to know about, and also the images that he had collected. And you go back to the old history of Bengal, writing about Bikrampur. Incidentally, in Bangladesh, Bikrampur is still considered to be a historical, a place of historical pride, but in reality, it does not exist anymore. The name exists, but if you go to Bangladesh, to Dhaka, you will find sweet shops called Bikrampur Sweets, textiles, garment shops, Bikrampur Garment Store, like that. The name is still very fascinating to the people of Bangladesh. And, but actually, Bikrampur does not exist now anymore. They have, instead they have Munshiganj, which is I don't know what they call it now. They don't call it Mahakama district, something else they call it.
Union Puriskar. Union Puriskar.
No, Zilla Purishad, I think, Zilla. So that's that. But Bikrampur is still in their minds. And I have noticed that the academics and the educated in Bangladesh, they still read Joyendranath Gupta's Bikrampur Itihas. And Joyendranath Gupta's aim was to write a very colorful history of Bengal. Writing about Bikrampur, he says that when I write about Bikrampur, actually I am writing about Bengal. So the history of Bikrampur is the history of Bengal, actually. That's what he thought. And then he traced the history of the Palo rulers, the Shen rulers who ruled in the eastern part of Bengal, and he sort of proved his, whatever he had written, he has given proofs from the archaeological remains, the sculptures that he had discovered and the archaeological remains that he had found. For example, the Bhita of Atish Dipankar. Atish Dipankar, the famous Buddhist scholar, he lived in Bikrampur in a village called Vajrajogini, and from there he went to gives a detailed description of the house of Matish Dipankar, which is still there. It's called Nastik Pondite Vita. A Pondit, a scholar who was an atheist. You know, according to the local belief, he was an atheist. So his house was called Nastik Pondite Vita, the house of the atheist scholar. And he gives a description of that vita.